Well, Sir Anthony Dominguez certainly is going to be a weapon out of this bullpen. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Hands Dope Media, and today we're going to recap this afternoon's spring training game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Yankees as the Phillies defeat the Yankees by a final score of 6-5 as they win their third straight game. Yesterday against the Pittsburgh Pirates, the game was canceled. And the score at that time was 3-3. Phillies get their third straight win. Now, guys, before you get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. This video is also brought to you by All Things Phillies. All Things Phillies provides daily game video highlights from the game. So please go subscribe to his channel. Link in the description section. What a fun game this was, right? The Phillies and the Yankees were kind of going back and forth. Matt Vierling looked great today. Bryson Scott with a couple singles. Sir Anthony Dominguez throwing just downright gas out of the Phillies bullpen. Upper 90s with that fastball. I love that. I love to see that. He is back. He is back. Sir Anthony Dominguez. After missing over 2 years, he's finally back. I mean, this is going to be a great year for him. A kind of an underrated addition, am I right? A name that has been missing since May of 2019. Quite some time. No question about that. Kyle Gibson makes two separate stints today in the game, which is kind of interesting. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the bottom of the first inning, Matt Vierling doubles on a sharp flying ball to center field, and it's a bases clearing double as Bryson Scott, Bryce Harper, and Alec Bohm come around to score as it's 3-0 Philadelphia here in the first. So we have not seen Odubel Herrera. He will be most likely put on the injured list to start the season, which is very disappointing. He had an MRI that found a mild strain in his right oblique, and he'll be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks, which is very unfortunate. So this leaves us in the hands of Matt Vierling, and boy, oh boy, he looked good today, and he's looked pretty good this spring. He looked good last year. Base is clearing double off of Luis Severino, who hasn't been good since 2018. So it's 3-0 Philadelphia. We pick it up top of the second inning. Kyle Gibson homers on a fly ball to left center field. A two-run shot to score is Marwin Gonzalez. And the Yankees get on the board now a 3-2 ball game. So it's Yakioka's first home run of the spring. So that ball, was hit pretty well. There's no question about that. Off of Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson's second stint, as I said. So he went out there in the first inning, couldn't finish the first inning, then he came back out for a second time. Only threw 26 pitches in the first inning, then he came back out again and left around 50 pitches or so after the Gleyber Torres double to right center field. So 3-2 Philadelphia. We pick it up top of the fifth inning. Marwin Gonzalez reaches on an infield single and deflected off of Jerry's Familia. Bryson Scott could not make the play, in time. And Aaron Judge comes around to score as the Yankees tie it at 3. So Jerry's Familia did not look good in that inning, and that sinker. Honestly, when the sinker's not going to go to home, it's like a fastball. You see it too. When the sinker's on, it is on. There's no question about it. The sinker can be unbelievable. But today, he just did not look very good and, wasn't locating very well, wasn't executing very well. So I've not been impressed with Jerry's Familia. I'm not. $6 million for this. You get Brad Hand $6 million, which is definitely well worth it in my opinion. But Jerry's Familia $6 million, I'd be even, maybe even reaching if you gave him $2 million. My goodness gracious. He hasn't been any good since 2018. He was with the Mets and the Oakland Athletics, and he went back to the Mets again. But very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. And then in the top of the sixth inning, Kyle Gibson homers on a fly ball to left field. His second of the spring, second of the game, a solo shot this time, as it's now 4-3 New York. So Kyle Gibson, definitely, raking this afternoon. That was off of Brad Hand. I'm not really going to harp too much on that. Of course, this was kind of going hard on Jerry's Familia. And he has better stuff. A totally different story. This Brad Hand has just been, I understand he had that really, really rough, weird, whatever that was, stint with the Toronto Blue Jays last year. But he's in a much better spot than Jerry's Familia is. Let me just say that. So 4-3 Yankees. So we pick it up bottom of the 7th inning. Ethan Wilson, our second round pick of 2021. An outfielder that takes a lot of pitches, sees the baseball pretty well, as he singles on a line drive to center field, and Drew Maggi comes around to score as the Phillies tie it at 4. Ethan Wilson doing his job right there. I mean, he's ranked number 7 in the Phillies' top 30 prospects. We got ourselves a tie ball game. Then the same inning, Edgar Carball singles on a ground ball to right field, and Yariel Munoz comes around to score. The Phillies now take a 5-4 lead. So the Phillies will retake the lead right there. Then in the same inning, it would not be done as Ronald Torres, the big toe, with an RBI ground. It hits a nice chopper over to Andres Tapio over at third base, as they got it put out at first, with Ronald Torres. But meanwhile, Ethan Wilson comes around to score, and the Phillies now extend the lead. Now a 6-4 ball game. Pick it up top of the 8th inning. Brandon Rockledge doubles on a line drive to left field, and that was an inside pitch that he turned on. I mean, the extension right there was unbelievable. It was barely fair. I don't know how in the world he kept that ball fair, but he did it. As Rafael Duran comes around to score, as the Yankees get a little bit closer, just down by 1 now, a 6-5 ball game, and that was off of Ryan Sheriff. So a name that you definitely should keep your eye on. But now your finals, 6-5, Phillies win. So no Phillies on TV this weekend, which I'm very disappointed about. No MLB TV, free game of the day, nothing like that. So you can listen to them on 94 WIP, but no TV. Apparently here in 2022, I guess we're still, back in the day where you still can't get things on TV. And this is just ridiculous. To weekend games we can't even get on TV. Kyle Schwarber gets to start at a leadoff spot, and he bats leadoff. As he collects a walk today, so he finally, gets on base, first time as a Phil here in spring training. Bryson Scott, the 2 singles today, scoring one of the Phil's runs, also drawing a walk, batting .400 here on the young spring. This kid, he's competing. He is competing. I mean, Didi's look pretty good. But the thing about Bryson Scott, he has great range at short. And if he's just a tad better than Didi Gregorius is on the offensive side, he's going to get the job. Because Didi Gregorius is a terrible defender. No other way to put it. He's a really bad defender. Bryson Scott, that's one of his strengths. And that's what really excites me about him. Not only is he a guy that can hit the all fields, left hand side of the batter's box, but this is a guy that is going to provide you very good range at shortstop. So that's what really excites me a lot about him too. So he's competing. A 938 OPS so far this spring. I understand it's still, a week. We're still a week in to the spring training, season, and we got it, less than 2 weeks ago, which is hard to believe. So we're about third of the way through spring training already. I cannot wait for, opening day in the regular season. But my point is that, he is competing. They interviewed him and he sounds really excited. And, Didi Gregorius, I saw him on Wednesday, right? He did pretty well with that RBI double, but, he knows that the pressure is on him. He knows that the pressure is on him. Bryce Harper gets to start out in right field, strikeout, fly out, and the walk. He looked fine. I mean, I'm not really going to too much, stock into Bryce Harper in spring training. It's just not really that relevant. Ethan Wilson with the RBI single, the second round pick from 2021. And JT Realmuto cooling off a little bit today as he goes hitless with a strikeout. Alec Bohm, actually not too bad over at third base today. He actually didn't do too bad over there. Wow, not bad at all. As he collects a hit today, also scoring one of the Phil's runs. That bases clearing double by Vierling there in the bottom of the first inning. And speaking of Matt Vierling, only one hit today was a big one. The bases clearing double in the bottom of the first inning gives the Phils a 3-0 lead. So that was definitely a fast start indeed. Definitely exciting right there. Nick Maton also gets to start at second as he goes hitless. Derek Hall also gets to start at first, and he goes hitless as well as his average now drops to 250. But the Phillies optioned down Rafael Marchand the other day. They also optioned down Scott Kingery today. So Rafael Marchand not going to be the backup catcher, which is very, very surprising to me. Very, very surprising. I'm really shocked by that. This is a guy that has experience in the big league level. Not a lot, but a little bit. He's a switch hitter. He's much better than Andrew Knapp. But I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised to see this. Not gonna lie. Kyle Gibson. Overall, right? Two separate stints today. I guess, totally against the rules. I guess the managers are just Aaron Boone and George Whitey just don't care. Kind of funny to see, actually. 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, and 2 were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. It looked pretty good. I mean, his changeup looked, pretty decent today. So here's another outing, just 2 innings of work, collects 3 strikeouts. But I like him better when he's just, generating a lot of ground balls, generating a lot of outs, pitch to contact type of out guy. That's the guy I like. That's the Kyle Gibson I like, most of the time. Corey Knebel, decent inning today, allowing a hit. He's looked great so far this spring. I've been very impressed with him. I just love Corey Knebel. I mean, this is a guy that definitely could throw some heat as well. A lot of guys in this bullpen that could throw some heat. Jerry's familiar. 2 hits, 1 run. A run was earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. As I said, the command wasn't there. Walking to 2 hitters. Not great. Brad Hand, an inning, 2 hits, 1 run. Run was earned, 1 walk, and he collects 2 strikeouts. So he allowed the home run. Now, not that big a deal to Kyle Yakioka. Not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. I'm still, happy with Brad Hand. I'm still happy that we got him. And Sir Anthony Dominguez gets the win today. Total heat, man. I mean, this guy excites me. I remember him back in 2018. He was the Phillies closer briefly. He definitely excited me then. I mean, he kind of, struggled with his consistency. But I think he's changed a lot. I mean, during all this time recovering, I just can't wait to see this guy. He really, really excites me. With that fastball, I mean, and he can locate it too. When he can locate it, it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. If you all remember in Game 162 of last season, we got to see him at the very, very tail end, and he did pretty well. But Ryan Sheriff. A guy that, you definitely should keep your eye on, and a guy that's probably going to be coming to the Phillies bullpen. An inning, 2 hits, run was earned. That was that RBI double there. The top of the 8th inning. But that is it. As the Phillies kind of get their revenge against this Yankees team after losing on Monday as they come back and win 6-5 today. So the Phillies take on the Detroit Tigers. 1:05 is the first pitch tomorrow afternoon. Zach Eflin takes them out, making his spring debut. Apparently, he may be ready for opening day, right? He may be ready for opening day. Let's pray. Let's pray. And apparently, Zach Wheeler are trying to be ready for opening day. So wouldn't that be something? Manning takes the mound for Detroit. And he has not made a start so far this spring. So it's going to be at Publix Field in Lakeland, Florida. And then the Phillies travel to face the Toronto Blue Jays. 1:07 the first pitch at TD Ballpark in Dunedin, Florida. I've been to that ballpark, very, very nice. But the next time we're going to be seeing the Phillies on TV is Monday against the Baltimore Orioles. This is why I have a problem with spring training. It's just because the game's going to be on TV. Is it not? Sometimes it's not on the radio, and sometimes it's not. It's just so confusing. I just want to watch the game. It's kind of nice, though, against Pittsburgh Pirates the other day. I got to watch it on the Pirates feed. I got to hear former Philly Neil Walker. I remember him back in 2020, as he is now part of the Pirates movie. He retired. And he's a good guy. Nice switch at bat. Bounced around to the Brewers, Yankees, Mets, you name it. Phil's pretty good career. Of course, and his career did end at the Phillies, designated him for assignment, then cut him in September of 2020. So that is your ball game. So Anthony Dominguez, it's definitely a secret weapon. I mean, maybe does he get the nod as the closer? I mean, it's a possibility. But this is definitely going to be a big name if he can just stay healthy. I was just so pumped about that. Bryson Scott fighting for the everyday job at shortstop. He talked about it's just a different feeling this spring. Like he just feels more, he just feels more into it. You know what I mean? He seems like he's getting much, much closer. He's, roommates with Harp, and he's talking about, being around, Harper's family. It's kind of funny, actually, that, they're just roommates together. It's nice to know he is a mentor in Bryce, right? Grew up in the same area. Bryson Scott is from the Las Vegas area. So it's nice to know that these two guys get along. It definitely excites me. You talk about chemistry. And that's some chemistry right there. So 6-5 is your final score. Kyle Gibson looked decent. That's about it. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please share the notification bell. Please like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Check out the social media. Link in the description section. At Phillies Hat Still Media. Instagram. Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at P. Still Media. Call or text 267-225-3292. Email me phillieshatstillmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phillies. I'll see you guys.